February 1959. The Ural Mountains, a remote snow-covered landscape. 9 experienced hikers vanish without a trace. This is the Dyatlov Pass Incident, a chilling mystery that continues to haunt us. A story of adventure turned nightmare, a tale of unexplained deaths and baffling clues. The incident took place on the slopes of Kolatsiakl, known to the indigenous Mansi people as Dead Mountain. This isolated peak, shrouded in snow and ice, became the final resting place for the 9 hikers. Their story is a haunting blend of courage, tragedy, and the inexplicable. It began with the excitement of a challenging trek and ended in a terrifying and bewildering disaster. The Dyatlov Pass Incident is not just a story of a hiking trip gone wrong, it's a descent into the unknown. The desolate landscape, the unexplained deaths, and the chilling details of the incident continue to fuel speculation. Was it a natural disaster, a military cover-up, or something far more sinister? The answers remain elusive, lost somewhere in the frozen wilderness of the Ural Mountains. Igor Dyatlov, a 23-year-old radio engineering student, led the group of 9 experienced hikers. They were young, adventurous, and eager to conquer the challenging terrain of the Ural Mountains. Full of youthful exuberance, they embarked on what they believed would be an exhilarating journey. They were prepared for the harsh conditions, but nothing could have prepared them for what awaited them. The group consisted of 7 men and 2 women, all students or graduates of the Ural Polytechnic Institute. They were experienced skiers and hikers, well equipped for their winter expedition. They set off with high spirits, their backpacks filled with provisions and their hearts filled with anticipation. Little did they know their adventure would soon turn into a desperate fight for survival. The hikers meticulously documented their journey, taking photographs and keeping diaries. These records provide a glimpse into their initial optimism and camaraderie. As they ventured deeper into the wilderness, the weather conditions worsened. Despite the challenging conditions, the group pressed on, determined to reach their destination. On the night of February 1st, 1959, something went terribly wrong. The hikers set up their tent on the slopes of Dead Mountain. Later that night, under unknown circumstances, they fled their tent, cutting it open from the inside. They ran into the freezing night, poorly dressed and without their shoes. What could have driven them to such desperate measures? The hikers' footprints in the snow told a chilling story. They ran down the slope, away from their tent, into the biting cold. They seemed to be fleeing from something in terror. There were no signs of a struggle or an attack. The footprints only deepened the mystery surrounding their actions. The temperature that night was estimated to be around -25 to -30 degrees Celsius. Exposing themselves to such extreme conditions without proper clothing was a desperate act. The hikers' decision to cut open their tent from the inside rather than using the zipper further fueled the mystery. What could have caused such panic? The answer remains elusive, lost somewhere in the frozen wilderness of Dead Mountain. Weeks later, a search party discovered the abandoned tent. The hikers' belongings were still inside, including their cameras and diaries. The discovery of the empty tent sparked a massive search effort. The searchers were baffled by the absence of any signs of struggle or foul play. Where had the hikers gone? The search continued for weeks, hampered by the harsh weather conditions and the remote location. The first bodies were found several hundred meters from the tent, partially clothed and barefoot. The discovery of the bodies only deepened the mystery. As the search continued, more bodies were found, scattered across the mountainside. Some were found further down the slope, near a ravine. The locations of the bodies and their varying states of undress suggested a chaotic and desperate flight. The condition of the bodies and the nature of their injuries raised even more questions. The Dyatlov Pass incident was no longer just a missing persons case. It was a chilling mystery that defied explanation. unnatural injuries and heightened mystery. Some of the bodies showed strange and unexplained injuries. Some had fractured skulls and broken ribs. Others had internal injuries, but no external signs of trauma. The injuries were severe, but there were no signs of a struggle or an attack. How could such injuries have occurred? Two of the victims were missing their eyes, another was missing their tongue. These gruesome details added a macabre element to the already chilling mystery. Adding to the strangeness, some of the hikers' clothing was found to be radioactive. This discovery fueled speculation about a possible military experiment or a cover-up. The combination of unusual injuries and radioactive clothing transformed the Dyatlov Pass incident from a missing persons case into a full-blown mystery. Whispers of the paranormal. The unexplained nature of the Dyatlov Pass incident has led to numerous theories, some bordering on the paranormal. Some speculate that the hikers encountered extraterrestrial beings. Others believe they stumbled upon a secret military experiment. The lack of a definitive explanation has allowed these theories to flourish. Some believe the hikers were victims of a curse by the indigenous Mansi people. Others suggest they encountered a yeti, which I will cover later, or other unknown creatures. While these theories are intriguing, they lack concrete evidence. The paranormal theories surrounding the Dyatlov Pass incident, while lacking scientific basis, add to the mystique and enduring fascination with the case. The avalanche theory and its shortcomings. One of the most commonly proposed theories is that the hikers were victims of an avalanche. This theory suggests that an avalanche forced them to flee their tent in the middle of the night. The injuries could have been caused by the force of the snow and ice. However, this theory has several flaws. There was no evidence of an avalanche at the site. The terrain was not steep enough to cause a significant avalanche. Furthermore, the hikers' injuries were not consistent with avalanche victims. The lack of supporting evidence casts doubt on the avalanche theory. But despite its doubts, the avalanche theory remains one of the most discussed explanations for the Dyatlov Pass incident. Its simplicity and plausibility, despite the lack of concrete evidence, continue to make it a popular theory. Could it be infrasound? Another theory suggests that the hikers experienced infrasound, low-frequency sound waves that can cause psychological and physical distress. Infrasound can induce feelings of panic, anxiety, and disorientation. It is theorized that infrasound generated by wind patterns around the mountain could have driven the hikers to flee their tent in a state of panic. Exposure to high levels of infrasound can also cause physical symptoms such as nausea, headaches, and internal bleeding. Some believe that the hikers' injuries could have been caused by the effects of infrasound. This theory offers a potential explanation for both the hikers' panicked flight and their unusual injuries. The infrasound theory aligns with the hikers' behavior and some of their injuries. However, it remains a theory, lacking definitive proof. There is no way to definitively determine whether the hikers were exposed to high levels of infrasound on that fateful night. Despite this, it remains a compelling explanation for the mystery. The Yeti, a mythical explanation? Some have speculated that the hikers encountered a Yeti, a mythical creature said to inhabit the Himalayas and other mountainous regions. While this theory is highly improbable, it highlights the desperation to find an explanation for the unexplainable. The Yeti theory is fueled by the remote location and the lack of a definitive answer. There have been no confirmed sightings of Yetis in the Ural Mountains. The theory relies on folklore and speculation rather than scientific evidence. While the Yeti theory is unlikely, it adds to the mystique and intrigue surrounding the Dyatlov Pass incident. It highlights the human tendency to seek explanations, even if those explanations venture into the realm of the fantastical. If you're loving these deep dives, give the video a thumbs up and subscribe. Every like helps the channel grow, and every subscriber means more stories just for you. The lingering questions. The Dyatlov Pass incident remains one of the most baffling unsolved mysteries of the 20th century. Despite numerous investigations and theories, the exact cause of the hikers' deaths remains unknown. The incident continues to fascinate and haunt us, a testament to the enduring power of the unexplained. What really happened on that cold February night on Dead Mountain? What drove the hikers to flee their tent into the freezing darkness? What caused their strange and unexplained injuries? These questions continue to linger unanswered. The Dyatlov Pass incident is a chilling reminder of the limits of our understanding. The mystery endures, challenging us to confront the unknown. The mystery remains, a chilling enigma frozen in time.